We have two very special A-bodies that got finished recently at Graveyard Cars, and I thought because they're both A-bodies, it'd be cool to feature them both, and a little bit of a kind of a undercurrent that was going on at the same time on these two particular cars. So just to back up a little bit, these cars have been here since 14.
Yeah.
I know, it's unfortunate. But they both came in within a few months of each other. It's interesting. The Cuda came in, I want to say first, and then the Demon came in just a few months later, something like that. Both really cool cars. Hadn't done any A-bodies really to speak of at the time they came in. Now later we did Jim DeLucci's
Duster.
72 Duster 340 car. But these were the first of the A-bodies that we were doing, and I kind of found that I was gravitating towards the Cuda, probably because it's a big block, it's older school stuff that I was used to seeing on the roads, where you always kind of had a little bit of a soft spot for the cool little
The
red.
Demon, the red.
Yeah, it's good colors, good everything. Mr.
Mr.
Norm's
Norm's,
car.
yep.
All good stuff.
And we don't do a lot of them, so it's nice to have two A-bodies in it almost the same time.
Kind of why I wanted to feature this right here is just because we got two of them together and they both left at nearly the same time. The Cuda, the 69 Cuda, the A57 car, that means it's a 383 4-speed car. And the Demon was a 340 with a Mr. Norm 6-barrel, 6-pack on it. It'd be a Dodge, be calling it.
Obviously.
Obviously, yeah. So one of the things that was happening because of this, both cars sat for a long time before we got working on them because it was about the same time that we moved into the new shop. But once we got the cars in progress where they were getting disassembled, I noticed old Cool Breeze over here was kind of angling at me, meaning I think he wanted to see the Demon done a little bit before mine. I'm not a competitive person by nature. You can do the face, but it has no impact on what I'm saying.
You're highly competitive.
I'm not competitive at all. The fact that I knew Will was kind of edging to get it done for whatever motivation, because he liked it.
Just some cars move faster than others.
Some cars do move
Some
faster
don't
than
need
others.
as much repair.
No, that's very true. They move a lot quicker when somebody works late nights behind your back to get them done and pays other people under the table to be able to come out and get something. So they do go quicker that way. What you don't know at home is while this little unwritten competition is going on, I drew the shorthand. The 69 Cuda was a mess. It was a miracle of metal work alone, unlike the Cherry that you chose.
The Cuda needed a front nose, and that was it. Cut the old one off, put a new one on.
I have to disagree with that. Now the 69 Cuda definitely is a rare car, all right? It's B5 blue, it's a real A57 car.
Absolutely.
Which is a
You already know.
383
4-speed. Come on.
Anyway, they made 130 of those cars in the real Cuda model. It was a good, complete little car when it came in. For the most part, the engine was gone when it got here. It did have an engine stuffed into the engine compartment, but it wasn't the right one for the car, so we knew it didn't have the original engine. But the numbers matching transmission and all the rest of the car was there, and it was in pretty darn decent shape to get started with. The Demon.
So when we got the Demon, the disassembly was kind of already done. So it was just kind of a roller on casters. So at that point, it was just wrap up a few little things and then get it off to the dipper.
What was the metal like on that car?
Well, when we got it back from the dipper, we realized we had a bunch of issues. We needed quarters and trunk floor and extensions and all the normal stuff.
All the normal stuff?
Yeah.
Did you do a main floor in it?
No.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we put a main floor in it.
Yeah. Did you do the front aprons too?
No.
Yeah, you did. How about the rear body panel?
Solid.
Solid?
Yeah.
He is right about that. We didn't have to replace that. Did we do left and right quarters?
Obviously.
We did a section of one of the quarters and the other one was a full quarter.
You know, we have so many cars
They're all
here.
written down on the notes.
I don't need the notes. My car came back before your car, so at that point, I was able to get the guys right to work on the metal.
Isn't that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's just weird that your car actually left before mine too, considering mine showed up 3 months earlier. We're not keeping.
My car showed up disassembled.
This isn't an advent calendar. Right.
But my car showed up ready to go. Yours wasn't. And because your car was so rare, you did a lot of pictures and documentation, so it sat here for months before we could even get on it. My car was ready.
How many Demons did they build? Mr. Norm's Demons, 4-speed, houndstooth interior, FE5 Rally Red. Yeah, what's that number again?
1,300.
It's one. It's
Sweet.
one.
Can I finish?
On that one. Oh yeah, 1,300 minus 1,299.
Yeah, pretty much. So once the car came back, at this point, I was able to give it to the metal guys. They had the car for about 6 months, which is a little longer than what they should have, but it's really important to get the metal perfect, so by the time it goes out to the mud guys, their job is even less. So after 6 months, that process was done. We had a couple months out there in the body shop, then it came over to me, where kind of all the real magic happens.
Now the real pain and the real magic came in on the 69 Cuda. This thing was a mess. This thing had 70s butchering done to it. It had fender well exit headers punched through the front inner fenders. So they had to be replaced, but we decided to replace them as a complete unit. So what I'm saying is this, what?
Well, it's much simpler, because remember what I was saying at the start of this? I said you cut the nose off, you put a new one on.
No, you don't just call up Walter Chrysler and order a nose. You have to find one, you have to cut it, trim it, you have to pre-fit it, you have to build in all the sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay, so my point is the 69 Cuda needed a cowl cut front nose on it, which we put on it. It needed main floor, trunk floor, under seat pan. Rear body panel got replaced, both quarter panels, both inner and outer wheelhouses, rear frame rails. I mean, there was a lot of metal.
So when Mark says this is a competition, it actually wasn't a competition because I did paint his car first.
You painted the Cuda first, yes. That's true. Now the pre-paint came out fine, right? There were a few
Yeah.
breakthroughs, you had to address those.
Yep. Then I did some primer work, got it prepped again, did 5 coats of the B5 on the car, and then did 2 drop coats, and cleared it, and it looked amazing.
Don't you cover the primer first, though? Don't you intentionally cover the primer?
1 or
and
2
then do
coats, a little bit, yeah.
1 or 2 coats?
Yeah.
You told me that you like to make sure that it's covered completely before you start walking around the whole car.
I know, but I tell you certain things, so you don't.
Right, like, yeah, boss, I'll be sure and paint that roof. Stuff like that.
The final paint was probably the best final paint ever because Pete and I came down on a Saturday. Nobody, you weren't even here.
No, I wasn't here.
Nobody's here. Pete comes in and got it painted, and that was the best day. You were gone. It was just
So that car was beautiful, it came out nice, and you could move it over to
assembly.
very nice. Now the Demon, I think, on the other hand, was a much, much easier car, or at least you made it an easier car. 71 Demon 340, right?
Right.
Charleston, that's the same car. FE5 Rally
Right.
Red. Okay. For whatever reason, I think it's laziness, but whatever. He decided to paint it with a single stage paint, which is the same quality of paint. It's just a lot quicker than painting
You told me to.
I know that. I wanted it in single stage.
Right. So how's that taking the path of least resistance when I do
You
what I
should
was
have pushed
told?
back.
So at the end of the day, no matter what, I did what you asked. Started with the jam work. We don't really do any cut and buff work on the jams. I usually put 3 coats on the jams, get all the jam work done, trunk floor, engine compartment, doors, fenders, hood, deck lid. So then in that way, at that point, we're able to put the car back together and then shoot it as one. So this car was a lot easier to paint because it's a solid color. It was done in single stage, so you're kind of in and out with just the 4 coats. What's cool about this car, this is one of the ones I had Brody come in and actually be part of so he can see how the magic happens. And
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. A little slow on the uptake.
what's that?
I asked him what the difference between base coat and single stage was, and he says the number of coats.
He didn't know at that point.
Basically, the difference between a base coat, clear coat, and a single stage is?
How many coats go on?
Hence the teaching.
He needs to
and
focus.
then you're doing that Rocky stuff, and do you think that builds them up?
It helps him focus. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it doesn't.
I'm just here to kind of motivate you, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like in Rocky 3, when they're running on the beach and Apollo's trying to get Rocky to run faster, and then all of a sudden she says it's okay to fight, and no, that's 2. That's Rocky 2. Yeah. Okay. The bottom line is the cars, both cars came out great. Both cars were able to move over to assembly so we could start putting drivetrains, wheels, tires, and interiors and get them wrapped up, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, they were almost at the exact same pace, too. Within a few weeks of each other, each one of those cars was sitting in this assembly shop, ready to be assembled. After the body and paint work was done on the Cuda, Doug and I installed the drivetrain, which came out very nice. We installed the rear end, the front suspension, all the pieces that go in it, which is what? Give them a quick rundown. Torsion bars,
Driveline.
driveline,
Rear end, tires,
rear
wheels.
end, tires and wheels. Just call it as that, stick it down the road with no cam-over bolts in it. We bolted everything down so that it was completely a roller so we could move it off of the lift and over to assembly. I'm doing this to help you to be better in your lit interviews as we move down the road with progress. We're trying to get the younger generation to watch our show. We're trying to edge into a younger
Just do
market.
burnouts and show.
Touche.
So it's, it's typical. The Demon was sabotaged, so it got put on the back burner.
Nobody sabotaged anything, it was just Cousin Dougie. It was this typical distributor in backwards, leaves the oil filter adapter loose. It set you back a day or two just to get the camera guys back out there. But it ran great on the engine run stand, right?
It did.
That's the bottom line. Now, one thing to point out, because I just think if you missed it earlier in the episodes where I featured the induction system and some of the things that make the Mr. Norm's cars cool is if you bought this little Mr. Norm's package, and I featured this a couple seasons ago, you got, well, in some cases you were supposed to get a chrome fuel pump, but not all of them that left Mr. Norm's got it because they ran out of parts. But intentionally, you should have had the chrome fuel pump. You definitely got 346 back, but the carburetors are 427 Corvette carburetors.
Right.
A very unique aluminum fuel log that fed the tri-power on a GM, or in this particular case, the 6-pack. And the linkage, that was the hardest thing to come up with, was the Seagull linkage. This is a very unique system. It's mechanical secondaries, it's progressive, so you can set it wherever you want to. And when you look at that system, you really realize what a cool design people were doing way back then just to make that car run faster. And they ran plenty fast without all that. Now, once our Cuda was a roller, we could move forward with one of the first things that we like to do, which are the graphics. In this particular case, some of the graphics have to go on before we can even put the car together. The A57, A56 cars, they are really a neat design package from the very front bumper to the very back bumper. Now you know because it's a combination, right?
It's a combination of paint and trying to figure out where your paint goes and the graphics going to start.
No information out there on
Nothing.
it other than you hope to find some original old car.
And then I get the paint work done, I give it back to you, and you just kind of hope it's in the right spot.
Yeah, so it's a combination of vinyl graphics and paint. The hood scoops got painted, you did those, but you also had to do a bunch of stuff on the lower part of the car that didn't get graphics, but the graphics would butt up to it.
Right.
And there's nothing you can do to make the two match. If you put a light on them underneath the car raised up in the air, you can clearly see where the decal stops and the paint starts. Right. But at the end of the day, setting out in the parking lot, you can't see that. No. And it looks like the whole bottom half of the car is blacked out. It's just a really cool design. And that car getting all of its graphics on it, finally, once that was done, and it was not easy, we were able to move forward with the rest of the assembly. Like I say, both cars equally just beautiful in their own right. The lower ground effects, I think, were the most challenging over on the Cuda, just because it was a matter of locating all the black paint, where it goes in space, and matching up the graphics. But as I say, when you stand back and you look at the car as a whole, and you forget all the misery that went into it, it's really a slick. It actually kind of scrunches the car up a little bit because the ground effects are black, right?
Yeah,
or
correct.
It looks like ground effects. So it really just looks like there's not very much blue there.
Correct. So we'll stick with that.
Came out real pretty, real pretty.
So when it comes to the Demon, there was a lot of assembly that we didn't get filmed because there just wasn't time. We were just getting the car done quick.
That's not why. He worked late nights and weekends with the guys so he'd make sure he won competition. So I just believe that truth bears investigation, my mother always used to say.
We needed to get that car done. So you were at the point where let's just keep building, don't stop. If we can get footage, great. If not, we got to get this car done.
What about the other 102 cars here we got to get done?
It's actually 96, sir.
And 96, yeah, well, that's a much better count. But my point is, if it's not a SEMA car or something you're going to win or lose, then they just sit here for year after year after year while you're clicking selfies.
So it is what it is. We're still able to get the hood scoops on, stripes, graphics.
You did get to film a little bit.
And we got to film some, and
could have filmed
we
a whole
got some
lot more. But it's fine. It came out real nice. Yeah, go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, you did. So when it comes to the Demon, the graphics were just as cool as they were on the Cuda. This car's coded for the rear body panel decals, and they were a two-part piece, which I didn't do. I got to watch him do it. They look great.
That's it. That's what I wrote down.
No, it's just that you're just going to get off track.
I wasn't going to do any such thing. I was going to say how cool they are. I agree with you. I think it's a very unique that you have to put one side down, but one side has to go down first. And you put it down, but if you lock down the two edges, they actually have to go over the top of the other one, but you can't put the other one on first. You have to put this one on first to establish the location. So you have to leave an extra little bit of KY jelly in there, whatever the assembly lube, to keep it from actually tacking down onto the body panel. And then you take it and you lift it up and lay it down over the top of the other one. So it's a very unique graphic, and it came out absolutely beautiful, just like the Cuda.
Thank you. When it came time to do the stripes on the Demon, it was actually...
Which stripes, the V21 or the V6X? I'm just asking.
The 6X.
Okay, got it.
They go down the side. There's two of them.
Longitudinal.
Right.
And they look real nice.
Yeah, they look
And they
great.
fit the wheel arches. Notice how they kind of have cut out for the wheel.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
A little bit
They
of
do.
a...
Yep.
They don't. The other thing is the decal actually wraps into the fuel pocket for the opening
does?
for the... Now that's true. And you have to paint the fuel cap, one half of the fuel cap, because when you twist it into position, half of it's red and half of it's black. Remember that?
Did we do that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The only thing I will say about the graphics before we wrap this up, they're super cool graphics all the way around, no question about it. Have you noticed that the little character that's the devil on the Demon looks just like Tony D'Agostino? I mean, I'm just saying, if you look at it real carefully, it's Tony D.
He's the devil?
Well, he's a devil.
So when you take a step back and you look at the Demon with the red, the wheels, the stripes, you know, you really see why people love these cars as much as they did.
It's a fantastic looking little car, and it's nimble and it's easy to drive. It's kind of like just a shrunk down B body, except you still, in this case, got all the power of a big block in a small block. So definitely a beautiful car. I think it ended up that the Demon did get finished just a little bit before
Yes, sir.
the Cuda. We were almost done with the Cuda, but one of the things that slowed us down a little bit was the assembly of the interior. If I'm wanting to see what a 70 Cuda looks like, I can go out back and look at 10 of them.
Right.
In this particular case, 69 Cuda fastback, blue on blue. It's a unique package, so it's just difficult to find it. So that's really what slowed us down. I'm not making excuses.
No, it was a lot of work.
When the whole car was done, we still had the back seats, interior trim panels. Josh and Brian worked together, and they did a fantastic job. Just to say for the record, that was a really difficult car to put together, and they did a fantastic job putting it together. When you stand back and you look at it as a completed package, it really looks like a well thought out A-body. I have a whole new respect for A-bodies based on that little Cuda. Looking at the interior in the car, how detailed it is. Everything has a plate. Well, it's the blue on blue, but it has more of an eggshell finish on the metal on the inside. The two-tone seats, the matching trim panels and armrests with just the right amount of chrome. Look at the Rally instrument cluster, how beautiful that is. That was one that Instrument Specialties did.
Yeah.
And it came out so gorgeous. I just can't really overstate how much I really grew to appreciate and respect those cars now, where I didn't necessarily before. And for the record, I would not mind having a really key 69 Cuda.
Really?
I wouldn't mind having one. Maybe an M code with a 440.
Oh,
That could be a
gotcha.
really cool car. Oh, you know about the M code cars.
Yep.
Again, one of the fun things that we get to do besides fighting all the time on camera, so much fun for everybody, is to be able to stand back and look at a car from its beginning to its end. And sometimes it's more rewarding than others. We've had cars that came in not too bad a shape,
Right.
and they left beautiful. We've talked about that. But this Cuda was pretty rough. Like I said, after it got dipped, it had a lot of stuff done to it. If you just look at the before pictures of the outside of the car, and then you look at the final pictures, I mean, that's the real candy, right? That's the stuff that everybody at home, like you said, they love to see the paint.
Right.
They love to see the pop. But every detail in the car, from under the hood, look underneath the hood of when we first started on, like I said,
it's a
they
mess.
cut out, everything was cut out of it, had those big openings in it, butchered up wiring harnesses. And then look at it after we're done. All of a sudden, the engine, the transmission, everything is in place like it should be. The new aprons are in place. really personifies everything cool about that era of car. Move over to the interior. While it was a good, complete car when we started, there was no pop left in it.
None.
Now you look at the interior and it's 1969 and you're walking on the showroom floor. And walk underneath the car, same thing.
Yep.
Front to back, beautiful. Looks like a brand new car, and it's the way these cars are supposed to be. Look inside the trunk, look inside the back end area of the car, the rear seating, look at the trim panels, look at the dash, compared to the original pictures, and that's truly a picture's worth 1,000 words. When you stand back and you look at the stance, the sleekness of it, the graphics, the colors, the feeling that you get when you're looking at it, it truly is a miracle that we're able to put these cars back the way they were on the assembly line.
You know, when it came to our Demon, wrapping this car up, it was really cool to have because, yes, it's an A-body, but it's a Mr. Norm's car. You look at little things like having the rally dash, the way the interior came out on it.
Houndstooth seats.
Right.
Absolutely stunning bench seat houndstooth. The outside graphics, like we've talked about before.
The phenomenal paintwork, you know.
The OK paintwork on it came out nice. Just the documentation on the car is one of the most documented cars, if not the most documented car we've ever done at Graveyard Cars. I think we've said that a couple of times and they're probably competing for that position. But when you're talking about original window sticker, original sales invoice, original Monroney, all these things, it adds to it, right?
Right, absolutely.
Then just like with the Cuda, you step back, look at the stance. That car looks slick. It looks like it's moving when it's sitting still. It's got the cool grille, the cool taillights, which are Demon-only taillights, by the way.
Obviously.
You knew, oh, yeah, I know you knew that. Look at the before pictures. Look at the car when it came back from dip, where how everything in the floor was destroyed. Everything, aprons, inner fenders, quarters, everything. And then all of a sudden, you look at it now and you say, wow, look at all the new metal on it. Look at the paint. So the Cuda, unlike the Demon, happened to be blessed with a very beautiful day when it was done. And I was able to take it out on a flat-out road test. Here was my vision that I had. You ever see Death Proof?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Nova as it's getting ready to crash into the car head on? It's all these cuts, these cool cuts, like over the roof shot down on the hood, and a fender camera angle shooting on it, and you hear the music and you speed it up, and you just get the feeling it's going 100 miles an hour. You got the undercarriage shot. I got all these because I wanted to do something really cool. Well, it didn't work out that way because on the very last shot, I went over a bump and the GoPro fell off, rolled on the ground 50,000 times, and then it was ran over by somebody behind us, who, after they ran it over, said, what was that? Went back, backed up over the top of it again, picked it up and brought it to me and said, hey, this is broken, it fell off your car. So I did the best I could. The first few shots are dynamic, the rest of them are okay. But that car really ran and drove nice, and like I said, I have a great appreciation for the A-bodies.
When it came to wrapping up the Demon, it was unfortunate because it was raining here, so there was an opportunity for me to actually take the car out and get driving footage.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Raining cats and dogs. I just happened to get a very short window to do the driving footage that I took it out for, where I was able to get all the GoPro footage. I tried to get hold of you that.
So if you got GoPro footage, then I could have drove it and we could have filmed.
No, you could have, yeah, for sure. No, I came looking for you. You were gone.
You never let me drive the cars.
It was Wednesday. Don't
that's,
you leave
that's
at like
such
1 o'clock? No, I remember
that's
it
the only
distinctly.
day you know that I leave her. No. Nope.
No, I would have let you drove the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, the car came out great. I'm super proud of both of them.
So for our millions of fans around the world that get to watch these two little A-bodies get loaded up, you get to know that beautiful cars, restored correctly. And yes, they're A-bodies, and we don't get a lot of A-bodies here, but we did them right. The owners are happy with them. They're beautiful cars, I think.
Absolutely.
We got them both loaded up and sent home to the owners, and we have heard back from both owners who are both very happy with their cars.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I think that was a good thing to have done at Graveyard Cars, and a pretty good.
And you got a whole episode of.
I got a whole episode of
two A-bodies,
so.
which people at home are gonna love.
Yeah. And me doing a lot of that.
You know, actually, your production team said a lot of times that you talk too much and people get tired of hearing your voice. So I needed to be in this interview to help break up your voice.
I'll be darned, huh? I don't think I got that memo.
No, they told me.
Okay, they told you. Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, turns out that's the fact, folks, that apparently I talk too much and Will needs to be more involved in a lot of these interviews, so sounds good.
Thank you.
Yep, my homeless friend. Please get a new apron.
I'm
or
gonna
something.
order them. They're like $12 for 2.
Ooh, just put it on the company card. I buy them for you anyway.
No, you don't.
Just shave your beard. Next time we do one of these, you're gonna have your beard shaved and you're gonna get rid of the
I'm never shaving. And my hair ain't going nowhere. Are we done, Pete?
Okay. You ever heard of Nair?
That'd be
Yeah.
so bad.
We used to put it in people's jock straps in school.
Hey everybody, Will Scott, #1 painter here from Graveyard Cars. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you go in, like it, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now I'm gonna get back to painting.